If I wanted more money, I'd be making mukbangs, honey.
You are a disrespectful piece of...
Hello, my skinless chicken nuggets. Today we have a little bit of tea to discuss. Amberlynn attempted to do a Q&A, which answered some of the most boring questions I have seen, but I feel like the ones that she didn't answer speak for themselves. She got a $700 Lego set, and of course it wouldn't be an Amberlynn Reid video if she was not mad at us, the people. So let's dive in.
So I'm a social media influencer as my career. I don't know. I'm just grateful for you guys. I don't share it enough because sometimes it's just, I feel bombarded with sadness because people think I'm someone I'm not.
Well, truly, I can't imagine why people think that.
You know what? I appreciate the haters. I appreciate your guys' views too. I just don't appreciate your comments. That's all I'm down, folks. I feel like I was meant to be on YouTube.
I don't understand anything.
And I just feel so lucky, like every single day, that, like, I remember years ago, before like YouTube was my actual job, if anyone ever asked me, like, or if I'm filling out like a guided journal, which I love doing, if the question's like, what is your dream job or career, I would always say, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, to be able to pay my bills and just be my own boss, technically, because truly that's honestly the case. I am my own boss. You know, I get to choose my own hours, you know, and I love filming and editing, and I have met so many wonderful people.
See, YouTube is her passion. It's her dream job. It's incredible. She loves her audience so much. Yet this is literally the comment underneath that particular video. Somebody said, "We're gonna stay in for the night. Hun, you rarely leave the house anyway." And Amberlynn says, "You don't live with me. I don't film every single second of my life." A simple and recent example of that is that 2 days ago, we went to the movie theater and I didn't film it. I don't film every single time I leave the house. I barely film. I film a few minutes of my life and that's it. I leave the house almost every day for one reason or another. So please do insert a surprise Pikachu face when people don't know you and we don't know who you are, what you do day to day. You literally only film yourself ranting on that couch and on your kitchen counter, or eating, or sitting in a bathroom, ranting as well, or folding laundry. That's all we know, and it's absolutely your fault if you think we don't know you.
So you guys know how my psychologist, wait, I'm hot. Is on maternity leave. She hooks me up so I'm not like without appointments. She's actually not even going to be back in work for a couple months, and that's hard because I'm not going to have an appointment. So like, I'm super, super happy for her. And normally moments like this, it's like I can rely on that like appointment that I have with her, but I don't have that right now. So I'm trying to just be patient.
I literally called her out on this 10 days ago when the previous video was posted. She was saying that she does not have appointments with her psychologist anymore because she's on maternity leave. I was confused whether that was a therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist. I was not sure, but now we know that her psychologist that she goes to therapy for is for sure on leave. And I don't know if it's a big coincidence or whatnot. I'm not saying I did anything because I'm a tiny channel, but she now magically addresses that she was indeed set up with another psychologist, but it was a male this time. However, she did not bother to tell her psychologist that she does not want to see a male because she's not comfortable. So she's just making me question everything. I am so confused about this so far. It does not add up. Is it possible that she forgot to mention that she set up with somebody else? Or did she misspeak about this? Because she literally said that she does not have that anymore when it came to psychology appointment, when she was struggling with binging. She said she does not have that anymore. So instead, she's now journaling and trying to be patient and whatever else she said. So please explain.
I've never had a male psychologist. Like, it shouldn't be. People have like different traumas or whatever, and sadly that's one of mine. It was definitely a weird experience, and yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, he's nice and all, but it's also just hard for me to talk to someone else in general because I've been seeing this psychologist for so long now. Like, this is the longest I've been a part of any thing like this. So I miss her.
And even though I'm deep into the Amberverse, and I have been for a very long time, I don't understand the exact timeline when she started seeing this psychologist. I have no idea. And she says it's been such a long time that she's been going, so I literally don't know. Like, this is the problem with the way she communicates. I have no fucking clue what's going on. And I'm in it, and I make videos about her, and I have no clue how long she has been seeing this particular person, or what she does in therapy, or what kind of homework they give. Like, she discusses nothing, which makes it even less believable.
If you guys remember my last vlog, I was deciding if I wanted to continue my 100 days of weigh-in through video. Like, I'm going to do it regardless of my personal life. I figured I will continue it through video form as well, but I'm just not going to talk about my binging. I'm not going to talk about my medical stuff. I'm not going to talk about my doctors, nothing like that anymore, because I just don't feel comfortable at this point.
I mean, to be fair, we have heard this song before, so I'm not really bothered whether she talks about it or not, but she does proceed to talk about it, believe it or not, in this same video.
Okay. Why am I so nervous? I want to open them so bad, but they're closed.
Open it.
Is that the real deal?
It's the real deal.
No, it's not. Wait, why do I feel like I'm turning so, like, I feel so fiery hot right now. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Did you? Oh my god. You guys, the Titanic Lego. It's what I've been wanting. Wait, I think I'm in shock. There's a freaking fur ball right there.
So here, Amberlynn manages to be more excited about $700 Lego set than she was about the engagement to Becky. Let me remind you.
So, hello. I'm engaged. So that is an actual situation. I am shook to the core. It was so special, and it was totally Becky.
See, people are smart. When she was telling us that she loved Becky so much and they had such a perfect relationship and they were engaged, and she wasn't so happy, and then she announces it like that, and she's trying to make sure that we buy it. Girl, we are not dumb. We are not stupid. I think this is one of the reasons she cannot fool us. People are smart, and I think that's one of the reasons she's so freaking mad all the time, and she blames the audience for everything. But this is precisely the behavior that has led to such distrust, such lack of the relationship between Amberlynn and her audience. Things like this, situations like this, where she lies when then she says, oh, I was just in denial. No, own up to it, for once.
Feline just finished the Lego wall map. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Sounds right.
I'm kind of surprised how hidden wifey has stayed for all this time, because it's been over a year that they've been dating, and she still is hidden. I'm super, super surprised.
And yesterday was a successful day with intuitive eating.
So she clickbaited the entire video, saying that she quit, even though she actually didn't. She was just considering it. And now she proceeds not to quit. And not only that, she does not quit even talking about it, even though she promised us that. So here is this rant.
It's crazy that I said I didn't want to do this anymore, but then today, the video that went up was me showing you guys what I ate during a binge, and I am reading the comments because I want to respond to some, I want to heart some, I want you guys to know that I see you, hear you, and I know there's a lot of supporters out there, and I really want to see your guys' comments, and I want us to engage and have a better relationship with one another. And obviously, while doing that, I see some of the, horrible things that people say, and so I showed you guys what I binged on, and I am being called a liar, saying that's not a binge. I am being told this is insulting because, I have binge eating, I have an eating disorder, and it's insulting that you would call this a binge. This isn't you binging. It has honestly threw me for a loop. I'm going to be honest, because it was very, very hard for me to show that binge. And I want to say straight up, right off the bat here, that binging is different for everybody.
And you see, I'm not here to invalidate her feelings. I'm not here to tell her whether she was binging or not. I cannot tell you that. That's not even the field that I work in currently. But the DSM-5 criteria, specific criteria for the binge eating disorder are 1. Recurrent episodes of binge eating, classified or characterized as eating in a discrete period of time, an amount of food that is definitely larger than most people would eat in a similar period of time and similar circumstances. The sense of lack of control over eating during the episode. Criteria 2. Binge eating episodes are associated with 3 or more of the following. A. Eating much more rapidly than normal. B. Eating until feeling uncomfortably full. C. Eating large amounts of food when not feeling physically hungry. D. Eating alone because of the embarrassment by how much one is eating. E. Feeling disgusted with oneself, depressed, or guilty after eating. So no, binge eating disorder is not different in everybody. We have criteria for a reason. We have diagnostic tools for a reason. So I don't know how much different it can be for her. I mean, she could still have all those feelings associated with her, but technically it could not be a binge. But as I said, I am not a psychologist. I'm not a professional. I'm just providing you the information that I have found myself on the internet. And do with that information what you will. But I do want to put the emphasis on the fact that we cannot diagnose her over the internet. We cannot tell her whether she did have a binge episode or not. It could have just been a partial episode or part of a binge. So I don't want to discredit her here completely because I don't think that's correct. And I don't think it's a moral thing to do.
How they feel, how fast they eat, etc. is different for everybody. And in that moment, I was in a haze where I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't care. All I cared about was the food that was in front of me. And I really quickly wanted to show you guys what I was eating because I have reached this point where it's like, I don't want to be ashamed as much as I don't want to talk about it because of this. You guys are horrible. Not all of you, but a large quantity is horrible. And I have reached this point where my binging used to be astronomically larger than what it is now. I have tried to express that to you guys. I have showed you guys actually in the past, like years and years ago, what I ate during a binge. It's not the same.
What I believe is the problem over here is the fact that Amberlynn has shown a fairly regular portion of food. It was a burger, some fries, mozzarella sticks, and a drink. It seems like a regular meal for most of us, even for anybody who doesn't have any kind of eating disorders in the first place. So I think that's where the point of contention is for people. It is difficult to believe, but we don't know what kind of progress she made in therapy or what she does, so it's difficult to say. I think if she really wanted to kind of fix that situation is really explaining to us what she does. I mean, obviously we're not entitled to that information. She doesn't have to if she doesn't want to, but it's one of the options.
What I ordered was a binge. What I ate was a binge. And for people to sit there and just say this is insulting because this isn't a binge, it's painful because it took me, a couple years. It took me some time. It took me having a psychologist who specializes in binge eating disorder for me to not only binge less frequently, but for me to eat less a binge. It has taken time. It's taken work. It's time and work that you guys haven't seen, but it's time and work that I've put into it, that I have seen, that I have felt. And it is so painful for me to open up like that. It is very common for people to pull out a camera and film themselves binging for themselves or for their psychiatrist or therapist, whatever it may be. And there's TikToks, there's YouTube videos, there's all kinds of stuff online of people sharing that, sharing the quantity. And, someone that people have been talking about lately is Tammy Lemon, I believe is her name. She is someone who also shares her binges. And, just because she's showing them doesn't mean it's less valid. I don't know. Like the way the comments are, yo.
And so you see, comparing herself to Chantal has not worked. Comparing herself to the other YouTubers hasn't worked. So now she's bringing in Tammy Lemon. Apparently she heard about her too, but she fails to mention that Tammy is incredibly honest, incredibly open, and very frank with everything that's going on around her. She has a different aura around her. She has built her channel differently on honesty, I think. I don't follow her very, very closely at this moment. Maybe just through some reaction channels like Shakira Transformations because I'm a big fan. But otherwise, she hasn't been involved in any scandals and nothing like that. Same with Fat Hungry Chick. She never compares herself to that. She never compares herself to her. Because Candy, I believe is her name, she's also not causing scandals. She knows what she's doing. She's very self-aware. And she's very honest and open about it. So that's the difference. It's not the way you look. It's not about your weight. It's about the way you are on the inside as a person. It's your personality that people often have the biggest issue with. I would say pretty much the only issue. We don't care about anything else that you do or who with. It's just your personality and the shit you've been doing and saying. And now I wanted to see and talk about her Q&A. There was a lot of cool questions that people were asking, and I'll be showing you all of them, but I will also be reading them for anybody who has a hard time hearing or anything like that. So the questions that she did not answer were the most interesting ones, in my opinion. So the top ones that I really liked was, do you regret putting wifey on a pedestal when it's obvious your health and lifestyle hasn't changed despite you living together? Example, saying you don't feel the need to binge because wifey is there. You would never get sick if wifey was there because she looks out for you more, etc. Another one, do you realize you'll have to accept discomfort to beat your addiction? Or are you going to continue to try a solution for 2 weeks and just return to unhealthy eating when you have a slip up? Recovery is progressive. There will be ups and downs. Success happens when you don't quit after having a slip up. Wish you the best, Amberlynn. Another phenomenal question that she avoided. Why didn't you tell your 3 health professionals about each other and about each other's plan for you? This is literally common sense. So now we have some question that she actually answered. Do you actually decide to give up on 100 days of weighing in already? And she said, nope, I have 3 videos scheduled with weigh-ins in all of them. And here, another question. Did Feline go see family for the holidays? And is that why you binged so much? Because you were alone and that hurt your feelings? And Amberlynn says, no, we spend the holidays together. People don't just stop binging because they're in a relationship. That's like saying only single people binge. It's an odd way that some of y'all think. And the reply to that is very interesting as well. And it really points out to all of us how she just does not have any reading comprehension. Nobody said that only people binge. This is not at all what was asked whatsoever. She avoided answering it really and just said whatever the fuck she wanted anyway. And we have another question here. What's the treatment plan for your lymphedema now that you have given up on keto? And Amberlynn says, I haven't given up on keto. I was directed by my doctor to stop doing it. As for my plans for now, I will share those when I am ready. And here is an excellent example of how she completely avoids any responsibility. She did fail on keto, but she just refuses to acknowledge anything ever. And it drives me nuts, personally. She was directed. Life happened to her. Things are happening to her, and people are telling her what to do. None of it is her fault, ever. What is something you're hoping for to do in 2023? Maybe weight loss surgery. See, Amber, there's no maybe. There's no try. There's just do. Somebody asked, why haven't you done inpatient? Have professionals help you 24/7 for a couple of months? With your multiple problems, it's kind of needed. And Amberlynn says, you wouldn't believe how expensive it is. I don't have the money to do that inpatient, all while not working and paying my bills. And somebody said, but you do have $3,000 a month to spend on takeout delivery. GORL. Well, interesting, isn't it? And you see, she could just have plenty of pre-recorded videos just for a couple of weeks. She's doing it now anyway, so she could probably manage if she really wanted to. If it was a priority, she would make it work. And now for the last question I'll include. Regarding your meals, could you specify what intuitive means? Does it compare to a normal day of eating without binging? And she says, normal day of eating without binging is me overeating. As a morbidly obese person, my normal way of eating is what is considered overeating. Intuitive is me allowing myself to eat what I want while making smarter choices by actively choosing smaller portion. That's basically kind of really it. That's really the only questions that she's answered. She hasn't given us anything interesting in that Q&A whatsoever. All in all, that live Q&A, quote unquote, had 474 comments. Probably a little bit less questions than that, but she's answered like only a couple, and only a few of them were interesting. You can just really see how avoidant she has been about the entire situation. Nothing interesting is happening in Amberverse. Even trying to go for drama, even trying to go for Tammy Lemon, even trying to go with weird posts on her community tab. She also posted, "Oh, there are so many things I could say right now, but I genuinely feel bad when hurting somebody's feelings. How do people do it?" That's literally the post that she made. I personally don't know what that refers to, but it's very, very rich coming from her, personally. Well, either way, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had good holidays. I hope you're looking forward to spending time with family and all that. I hope you all didn't spend on Black Friday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!